I want to share with you 4 or 5, because I think I want to add an additional one. 5 lessons from a former chubby chubs girl, which is me. See in the video. So 5 lessons from a former chubby overweight girl is 1, your physical health affects your mental health. If you follow me, or if you check my videos out regularly but you're not following me, you know that I advocate about this all the time. Mind and body, and my channel is around mind and body. While my body is out of shape and my brain is out of shape as well, you can often go back to eating a diet of fast food, junk, ton of sugar, and this can be top of binge drinking with friends if someone drinks. The way you move your body and the food you have a massive impact also on the way your brain works. Now, if you're advanced in fitness or you've been on the journey for a long time, you probably might know this. Like, have you ever got a cold or a flu that's lasted so long and you've not been able to work out, or you've not been well and you're just not able to work out, but you work out like 5-6 times a week or whatever it is normally for many years? You'll find that your mind and mental health might not be in the best place or during that period. So yeah, physical health affects your mental health. Number 2, and that's why they say get out and have a walk, in this simplest example. Number 2, you can't out exercise a crap diet. I think one of the things that can be obsessive in terms of eating something like, let's say you have a Snickers bar, you was overweight before and you have a Snickers bar and you're like, okay, today I need to do my strength training, but I also need to double down a bit on cardio. So not only a warm up, but a cardio session after, or a full on cardio gym workout, because I had that Mars bar, which I need to burn off. If you're also eating junk foods or foods that are highly processed for every meal, it's a lot easier not to eat 100 calories than to burn it off. Have you ever seen how long it takes to burn 50 calories? Not even 100. So it's not about having a slow metabolism, but a fast appetite. And this was due to the foods that you're eating. Sometimes highly processed foods, and a lot of the times, are not nutrient-dense foods, and so they don't keep you full long. Have you noticed that? Like a processed snack bar or a meal that's a microwavable frozen meal, they don't keep you as full as if you've cooked something, added veg, etc. Or take a steak and broccoli, or steak and a boiled potato, and compare it to a Big Mac with fries. Which one fills you up more? You'll probably find, and I can feel it, people are agreeing, the steak and broccoli, or the chicken and broccoli, or whatever you eat. Number 3, your taste buds can be hijacked, because what you're used to, especially if it's processed foods, companies put stuff in there to make you come back to the food and eat it again. So food companies hire those type of scientists, and you kind of need to retrain your taste buds to eat real food. And at the beginning, it's not going to taste so great if you've been having a lot of processed foods, I'll be honest with you. So you need to retrain eating those nutrient-dense foods and real foods, as opposed to junk food all the time, because your taste buds will be addicted to the additives that they put into it, into the food, the companies put into the food. Number 4 is your identity must change. You can't be the same person you were before. You just can't if you're going on this journey. Our identities must change along with our bodies. It's not enough to set a goal. We need to become that goal as well and be fully incorporated into that goal, into that belief of the transformation of the new person that you're going to become. The 5th that I just wanted to add in there is you might have heard of Rome wasn't built in a day. So you can't expect to change your identity and get in the best shape of your life in a 6-week challenge. I often have clients that come to me and just take that, when they initially speak to me, think 6 PT sessions, coaching sessions is going to be enough. It will kickstart you, but you won't achieve your goals in that amount of time regardless, because that's like 2 weeks of PT sessions if we're serious about a goal. Or if you're doing a 6-week challenge, it kickstarts you, but you're not gonna, and you start seeing in the 6 weeks, you will start seeing results. But I highly doubt your ultimate goal is gonna be achievable in that 6 weeks. You'll find that you've progressed towards it. You might even be very close to it. And 6 weeks is a good time frame to see if you're progressing. You can see that goal because you're so close to it. But like 6 PT sessions, and I mention that because often there's a package around that. You need more time. If you take it up, for example, if it's six weeks challenge, you're talking about at least 16 PT sessions to a week only. So you can see the difference between 6 and 16. It takes 1 day to get started, 7 days to get in momentum, 21 days to build a habit, and I'll come back to that 21 days in a moment, 90 days to start a lifestyle, 6 months to see the changing results, and 1 to 2 years to change your identity. Because the way the brain is developed, we go back to our habits because our habits have been developed to keep us safe. It's what the brain does because we were wired in the native years of, where we're out with animals and the brain is like, no, there's a noise there, go away from it. A lion might jump out. So we still have that, although we're trying to change it. And where I say 21 days to start a habit, I said start a habit because some people say it takes 21 days or 30 days to have incorporated that habit, but it depends on yourself. It also depends on the habit itself. There's a difference between, for example, a simple habit of making sure you brush your teeth after lunch, let's say, because you do it in the morning and in the evening. That would be a lot different than something more challenging and time consuming, like working out 4 to 5 times a day, from initially maybe just not doing any gym workouts or having 1 day a week where you work out. So it depends on the habit. It depends on the goal to sustain it. The interesting thing is when you have your body figured out, it opens to you in a number of possibilities. And I've seen so many of my clients increase their income, be in a much happier state, possibly find love, more friends, when they're changing their life because they've decided, actually, I've been waiting so long to become this new person. I'm ready to do it. And you become mind, soul aligned as well as physically aligned. And that's why I always mention about your mind, your environment, your soul. I know for a fact that when you transform your body, you transform your life as well. It gives you some power of showing you what you can do. I hope these tips were helpful for you. in your journey and reaching your full potential. To just recap, I'm going to take a client story and give you an example with this. So one of the things is this client was in their 20s, and their habits were, you know, very much going out with friends, having alcohol, drinking junk food, being a bit lazy. They were a bit overweight, binge drinking, zero direction in life. And that's not looking down on anyone if it makes you feel good, but highly doubt it makes you feel good, all those habits. Fast forwarding, this person is loves working out, is in great shape, has actually limited alcohol to the weekend only and very minimal, and is thriving in their career or where they want to go. So thriving for them is different to what you might be thinking right now, that they're maybe an entrepreneur. And of course, like me, you, and everyone else, they're still improving. This client's mother had passed away when they were in their early 20s. And this is when, I think it was around 24, 25, they were telling me this. That's when they decided to change their life around from the habits and the way they were living. And it's only after 10 years when I met them and they became my client at the age of, so a bit more than 10 years, at the age of 37. So they said they didn't want something tragic, they wish something tragic didn't happen for them to have to wake up and change. Now, sometimes in life, things like that have to happen for us to change. The person who initially inspired them to change was actually their uncle, who never pushed them or spoke to them in a demoralizing or disempowerment way about what they were doing with their life in their 20s. He just saw that his uncle would work out every day, was working out every day. And this person then got married at the late 20s or 30s, I think it was early 30s, had their first kid a couple of years later with the wife, and started just changing any habits that they had still held on to reinvent themselves. What I'm getting with this is that it's never too late to change yourself, and I'm living proof of it. A lot of people are living proof of it. Whether you're in your 20s watching this, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, okay? It's never too late to change yourself. It's never too late to start a business. It's never too late to learn how to surf. It's never too late to have a baby. Sometimes for females, science holds us back at a certain age. I've come to realize through clients, my own journey, family, everyone around me, that time is relative. And my time on earth is very different to your time on earth. And I think it's important for you to honor your own timing. And things that you might see on IG or social media are glamorized. So having a six-pack is very overrated. It takes a lot of work to get there, and then even more to sustain it. But if you're sustaining it and you're miserable, what kind of life are you living, when really you just need to be healthy, in a healthy BMI index, lift weights, work out your mind, make sure your soul is happy, your environment is happy, Do the best you can to fill your life the way you want it. Being physically fit meant that this client, when they eventually came to me at 37, and they said to me they feel more alive than they ever have. For whatever reason, after they started changing their life in their 30s, they slipped, got a family, they slipped working out a little bit, and then they wanted someone to be accountable and have a coach to really train them. That's when they came to me. And 3 months I was working with the individual, and he's coming back because he wants someone to hold him accountable. He took a month where he was doing it himself, and he's coming back because we've got new goals to work on as well. So what he said to me, and I would agree, but the age is different, feeling like you're 20 years old in your late 30s or whatever age you are, in your 40s, 50s, is underrated. And the world we live in, age is no longer how it used to be. So we might see someone at 50 old, but if you look at them, let's say, if you look at, everyone probably knows Ellen DeGeneres, who's just resigned from her show. I believe she's around coming up to 60 or just around there. Unbelievable. So it really does transform your external life, yourself, and your inner life. And so that's really 5 lessons of me sharing my experience, coincide with a couple of other people's clients' experience at 20, because to be honest, I never used to binge drink on alcohol or binge, but I was overweight. And also a client story, and I hope this empowered you. And if you took away anything from this video, please do let me know in comments, and I'd love to hear from you. Give it a like, subscribe so that you get all the shorts videos I put up, and community page. And anything that you need will be in the description box below. And I'll see you on our next video and short.